There's a brand new neighborhood in Wesley Chapel that's quietly turning heads, and I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna stay under the radar for long. It's called Vida's Way, and this place, it's got that feel. You know what I mean? The kind of neighborhood where you can see its personality in the homes and the overall design and all the amenities, and its vibe makes you go, wait, why haven't I heard about this yet? And here's the kicker. While everyone's competing over the same old communities that are already lived in and priced up, Vida's Way is coming in hot with brand new construction, modern designs, and a location that puts you minutes from everything in Wesley Chapel that actually matters. I've walked it, I've toured the homes, and trust me, this one's different. In this video, I'm giving you the full tour, everything from how the neighborhood feels to what the homes look like inside to why this could be one of the hottest new communities in Wesley Chapel right now. So stick around, because if you're thinking about moving to Wesley Chapel or even just curious what the next IT neighborhood looks like, this is one you'll want to see from beginning to end. Stay tuned. So let's go ahead and kick things off with where Vida's Way actually is, because location, it's one of the biggest reasons this neighborhood is already getting attention. You're tucked just off Overpass Road in Wesley Chapel, which puts you in a sweet spot between convenience and tranquility. You're less than 10 minutes to I-75, which means commuting into Tampa or heading into the heart of Wesley Chapel is a breeze. You've got the new Bay Care Hospital right around the corner, and all the shopping you could want at the Grove and Tampa Premium Outlets, it's just a short drive away. And here's the kicker. You're close to everything, but you're not buried in the traffic and noise like some of the more built-up areas. It's peaceful, it's positioned for growth, and it just makes sense. On top of that, there's a new downtown area coming soon in Wesley Chapel that is all the buzz, and with the Watergrass Parkway being connected to Highway 54, it might be under a 10-minute drive, making the downtown area just a stone's throw away. So we have convenience, but this isn't gonna be the top community in Wesley Chapel just because it's an easy to get to other places. We need to understand what makes this community stand out. And I know you want to see some of the other homes being offered, which we will get to in just a minute. But let me go ahead and push the pause button for 2 seconds, because if this is your first time to my channel, there is no one giving you videos with boots on the ground quite like I do. I'm Morejon with Tampa Florida Living, and my real estate team wants to be your local team of choice. So pause the video and grab our info right now. We help people buy, sell, and relocate to the Tampa Bay area. And if you're thinking about making a move, we want you to reach out. All of our info is in the description below and pinned in the chat. All right, so once you're here, once you've actually stepped foot in Vida's Way, you'll instantly feel what makes this neighborhood different. It's not just another master plan community with cookie cutter homes lined up in perfect rows. Vida's Way has soul. From the layout of the streets to the way the sidewalks curve around preserved oak trees and natural creeks, it feels intentional, peaceful, but full of life. The landscaping isn't overdone or completely artificial either. It's got this natural earthy flow to it that gives the whole area a sense of calm, like the land was meant to be lived on, not paved over. And it was. See, this place is rooted in the real Wesley Chapel history. The land that Vida's Way sits on was once part of the Depew Ranch, a working ranch that stayed in the same family for over 100 years. Timber, citrus, cattle, this was the heart of early Wesley Chapel life. The Depew family were true pioneers of the area, and the community's name actually honors Vida Barnes Depew, a woman who ran the ranch with grit and grace and whose legacy still inspires the spirit of this neighborhood today. The developers didn't just throw up some houses and call it a day. They worked closely with Depew family to build something that actually reflects her values. That's why you'll see names like Stewart's Park, Vida's Bloom Garden, and even Fudge and Rusty's Dog Park, named after family pets. There's a windmill monument, streets named after relatives, and the logo itself designed to look like an old cattle brand, sort of reminiscent of Yellowstone if you ask me. Now these details are subtle, but they give Vida's Way a personality that's hard to find in these other new communities. It's a modern living with a story behind it, and you feel that when you walk or drive through here. So I think it's sort of special to understand the history of a community like this, but bringing it full circle, this is where the video really kicks up a notch for you. Let's go meet with Alex, our tour guide for the day, because she's gonna take us through a few of the builder's newest home models, break down each of the 4 collections they offer, and on the backside, I wanna show you all the amazing amenities in this community and why it could be so easy to call this place home. Here she is. Alex is giving us that special tour. And it's kind of neat because we have this cul-de-sac right over here where you kind of did model row. There's four homes, is that right?
4 collections.
4 collections, 4 homes they can just kind of crawl through, and you can give them a perfect tour to get a vibe from each one, right? So what are the 4 different collections you have here?
Right, so we are building 4 collections of homes spread out on 3 different home site sizes.
Okay.
40 foot, 50-foot, and 60-foot home site sizes.
Okay, that's the width of the lot.
That's the width of the lot.
Perfect. So within those 4 collections, which one are we in right now?
We are in the Medina model, and this is showcasing our Signature Series collection of homes.
Okay, and what can you expect? Obviously, if they're new to the different collections, it's like different levels of build. They're all quality builds, but different levels of what you offer within them, right? So at this collection, in this Medina, what can we expect?
So this showcases our design package style. The package style differentiates from the design studio in that you can still personalize your home. We're gonna offer some cool structural options, things like the tray ceiling, things like our built-in kitchen, our super suite shower, our flex room versus a bedroom option, okay? But you're still able to personalize the home interior-wise, but it's specially curated packages. So it's a more simple and easy approach to personalizing your home.
Yeah. Now in this Medina model, let's just use this as an example. What are some of the things, the features that stand out to most people coming through here and say, wow, I really like this? What catches their eye?
Well, right away, we're offering higher ceilings at an included feature. So that's coming within our base price. Super great value.
Which always makes the space feel bigger.
And then from here, we're offering, like we said, our built-in kitchen, and our luxury level interior package. Things like our 3-centimeter quartz countertops, you know, very trendy and modern backsplash styles.
You got the built-in ovens.
Yep.
On top of that, great floor plan, right? How many bedrooms are in this?
This is a 3-bed with a 3-bath, single level, almost 2,300 square feet.
All right, and now within the collection, right? What would you say the ranges of homes? Is it just like entry-level homes, or what is that?
Really, we can go, you know, as mild as or wild as you'd like. We're going from 1,600 square feet up to almost 3,000 square feet.
Okay, so that's not just entry level, because when I think of 3,000 square feet, that's a full-blown, you know, 4 or 5 people in that home. So there is a range there. So now to just kind of differentiate the collections, I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe upgrades or customizations you can make.
Yep.
And what I'd love to see is that we already have quartz, we have the high ceilings, we have the gas fireplace, and all the things that we mentioned before. So you are still getting some of those luxuries at this level. It's just your options of what you can choose and not are limited a little bit.
Right.
And we make it a little bit more affordable at this price, right?
Right.
Awesome. Let's go show you one more thing within this model, which is gonna be the master suite, and to show you a few more of those upgrades, right?
Let's go.
You know, I always think of a home, I think of the master bedroom, the kitchen, the kind of hubs that everybody, you know, hangs around, the open space, but this master, right? I personally think the bathroom really shines in here. So what do we have in this suite?
So we're showcasing a really spacious owner suite. That's something consistent that you're gonna see in our Pulte homes. Our homes are considered consumer inspired, right? What we'll see in the owner's bath is one of our really cool structural options that you can personalize any of our series with. This is our extended super shower.
Massive.
And it's for very super people.
There you go. She's not talking about me. But they did put a little shelf in there so I could shave my legs if I need to. But I will say this, what I like about it, you've got a window in here, and that brings in a ton of natural light. And then you got these 2 kind of like, you know, custom windows in here with the rain shower and everything.
Yep.
And then you're carrying over the quartz that we already saw in the kitchen area. So just kind of ties it all in.
Yep.
And you got this massive closet, so nobody's fighting over wardrobes either.
Yep.
Right? So we talked about different collections, right? We're at number 2 of 4. So I'm very curious to see what's at level 3 and 4. And folks, you're really gonna like level 4, so stick with us. But why don't we head over to number 3? All right, so we are in level 2 now, right? We're up in the game. What collection are we in, and what are we kind of expecting? Let's talk about that.
We're in our Coral Grand model. This is part of our Legacy Series collection.
And what are we gonna see as far as like leveling up? Because I keep saying leveling up with collections. What are we gonna start to see here? What can we expect?
So within our Legacy Series, we're getting a little bit higher on the ceiling height. That's an included feature. Some cool elements like the open to below concept right when you walk in. And then most importantly, this is gonna be our design studio experience. This gives the full a la carte, full deck it out customization for our buyers.
In that first series, it was pretty much like, okay, there's a few options you could change, but it's pretty much packaged up for you, right? This one, we're gonna have to go to design studio and we can start to get a little bit more customizations, a few more design options.
Yep.
Okay, what are some of those design options? Because I've already seen a few as we're walking through here.
Yep, so we're going as far as like level 1 to level 6s on flooring, countertops, backsplash, wall tile, things like that.
Okay, and even with the cabinets, you said there's more options to choose from.
Yep.
Now I am looking through this, you know, backyard window, and all I can see is a crystal blue pool. Tons of people move to Florida for that outdoor lifestyle. Is that something we could throw in at this level?
Yes, we can build pools in our Legacy and Elite series.
Fantastic. So can you build a pool with the first collection we were in?
No, that'll keep it a little bit more streamlined and more of a simple approach to the build.
Okay, so that's one of those really nice levels up, is to add the pool. We've got a great covered lanai. I do see a little kitchen outside. So is that something you can add in too?
It is something we can add in. We can get you just the rough-ins for the outdoor kitchen, so you can do it later, or you can fully build it out with us as well.
Beautiful. So now you're having that indoor and outdoor experience. Back in the home though, taller ceilings, it's kind of hard to tell from my point of view, from the first one.
Yes, so we're seeing taller ceilings here. We're seeing another cool feature that people love is the 8-foot doors throughout the first floor on this home.
All right, and you're still getting all those higher ends that we saw in the first level too.
Correct.
So we're getting that nice super shower. We're getting, the courts throughout the home. You talked about the floors and everything else. So really like this. Now, who is buying at this level? Like, why would you decide to come to this one? Why are they choosing this one over the first level?
Yep. Someone who really wants to take that build experience to the next level, right? Someone that wants to customize more, wants to personalize more, wants to put their fingerprints truly all over their home.
Okay, and at this level, I always like to ask, what are we talking about in this collection as far as square footage, low to high, price points, low to high? What are we kind of seeing?
So what's unique about this collection is, again, we're as small as, 1,800 square feet, going as large as 3,400. This floor plan specifically, along with many others, we can make this a single-story home. We can make it a 2-story home. We have some cool structural options where we can even extend the gathering room space. We can extend covered lanais. So a lot more structural variation within this Legacy series.
All right, and I'm gonna put you on the spot for just a second because folks always ask me, well, great, design centers happen now and now budgets kind of fluctuate. Would you say there's a percentage that you always suggest, like putting aside for going to a design center?
Yeah, we're gonna see our homeowners spending on average within this series, somewhere between that 50 to 60, maybe 70,000 of design options, of total options. That's gonna include structural and design.
Okay, and over here at Vida's Way, are you gonna have a lot premium too, or is it just gonna be base and then design?
We are gonna have a home site premium just because you can choose something basic backing up to another home, or you can go premier with conservation and water views galore.
All right, so we truly are seeing that little bit of design center, but we're not at the top yet. We're gonna head there now. And then I'm gonna even talk about some incentives and other things that you're gonna need to know looking at homes at Vida's Way. All right, so now we got the wow factor. I could tell just from walking in here. What do we got?
This is our Merlot Grand Model. This is one of our biggest and best. This is truly one of the prettiest models. I think everyone will agree. And I don't think I've met one person that has had anything bad to say about this.
Yeah, and we're leveling up. We're at the top here, and you can tell, you can already start to feel those extra finishes. So it's not so much that you don't offer that in some of the other ones as saying like there's no luxuries. It's just now you're having that, more options, more elevated products. Right. So what are some of those things? Again, I'm gonna ask you in this series.
So again, we're on our Elite series.
Yep.
So distinguishable factor is this is offering 3-car garage on all of these floor plans here.
Yep. So it's a wider lot, more room for that garage.
Home site, 60-foot home site. Yep. Premier views on most of these home sites.
Okay.
Cool features, structural-wise, some included cool features again. Even higher ceilings, the open to below concept. Cool things like the stair spindles, the owner's super shower that we toured before, that was an upgrade. That's now an included feature on this series. Okay. And then of course that design experience as well.
Yep, so bigger, bolder, better in a way. Yep. I did notice there's a pool outside, but again, Leveled Up has like that picture window overlooking a pond view because you're gonna have those premium lots. In this collection, I'm always gonna ask, why is somebody choosing this?
So this just takes that, that move up home to the next level. Yeah. I can get you as big as 4,200 square feet on this floor plan. Okay. Because it's that Elite series, starting at a little bit of a higher price point, that's why we're including more within that level. Things like the stone exterior and the other features I mentioned earlier.
Okay, so with this home and all those design features, right? When you're at this level, I always say it starts to widen the gap even more. I can't just put a price point on it, but I have to ask. Somebody sees this, the model's always dressed up with the best potential for a home. If I wanted to buy this with the pool, with the picture window looking outside, the same lot, everything, what would I be paying for something like this?
We're gonna be in the 900s on something like this, fully decked out with pool.
Could I touch $1 million?
You could.
Okay, so maybe I touch $1 million on the high end for over 4,000 square feet or 4,000 square feet with a ton of beautiful upgrades, just model ready, right?
Yep.
Now, I am a person who, there's tons of shows out there, but my wife and I love to just go in and design, put our own touch on it. Can I buy this without all these upgrades? And what does like the low end entry level of this model look like price wise?
Yep, absolutely. That's what's nice about Pulte. We don't force you to spend a dime. It's truly as much as you see fit, as much as you want to take it to that next level. Entry level home price here, I'm gonna get you in. We're starting at, $670 on this home base price, and you're gonna add your home site price. I think I can get you in as little as $15,000 for a home site.
Okay, so is it like
700?
Under 700 for this 4,000 square foot house in a beautiful community?
Yep.
Or I could go up to $1 million, no problem. Now, I wanna recap for the folks all these different collections. We have 4 collections. Can you kind of start us back from the beginning and quickly go through them for us?
Yep, so we have our Regal, Signature, Legacy, and Elite Series homes.
Okay.
Those are built across 3 home site sizes, 40 foot, 50 foot, and 60 foot sizes. And then we're offering that 2 different, approaches to building your home with us. That design package style, simple, easy, still able to personalize, and then taking it up a notch with that design studio. Full a la carte, deck it out, full-blown enhancements, right?
And the first one's gonna be a little bit quicker, right?
It can
What's
be,
your time
absolutely.
frame? Assuming it's not moving ready, those are real quick, like 2 months out if you're there. But if not, what's that time frame if you're like start to finish and do a few designs?
Right, so to build a home with us, we're gonna quote between 6 to 8 months.
Okay, and all these big ones like this, if you're putting in a pool, you're going 4,000 square feet, how much longer is that?
We're still quoting 6 to 8 months, believe it or not.
Okay, awesome. So pool, everything, 8 months or under, we're pretty much getting in right now. And then we didn't really talk too much about the exterior with all these, what about the exterior?
So across all the series, that's something that's unique and special about this community. So all of our homes are gonna come included with the brick pavers and this really cool wood look garage door design. And those are all complements to that overall community theming where our homeowners are feeling that rustic charm throughout, that ranching theme that ties back into the Depew family and truly honors their family's legacy.
Yep, and coming up shortly, I'm talking about the amenities next, but I'm really gonna dive into like, is Vida's Way a good choice? And there's a lot that goes into that, but part of that choice is when to buy, right? All those different questions. And folks wanna know, dollars. It has to make sense for you. So incentives. When somebody comes to buy, if they're interested in something right now, they come to see you, they love the home, they're ready to go, they get pre-approved. What kind of incentives can they expect? Knowing that this is a moving target always, what are we seeing? How are you guys offering that?
The first incentive I have to speak on is just being one of the first homeowners in this community. With all the growth and the potential for expansion that we are anticipating, now is the time. But to give you a little bit more of a specific answer, we're seeing incentives from $15,000 flex cash up to $25,000 flex cash, depending on new build or quick move-in. And then what's really cool is our quick move-in, special interest rate promotions.
Okay, so you're seeing money that can go, and usually it's flex money, right? They can use it for closing costs or upgrades, design center stuff. Can they use that for that as well?
Yep.
If you're looking at quick move in just a few months, sometimes you have, nicer incentives because you want to move that product. Okay, fantastic. Now folks, you got to love the home, but you also need to know what all the amenities are. Like, what's going to make this neighborhood the place to call home. Alex, thank you so much. And folks, make sure to reach out. I'm gonna hook you up with Alex. She will tour you around because she knows every inch of this place and you're gonna wanna see it in person. Living in Vida's Way isn't just about the home you're in. It's about the lifestyle that comes with it. And this community, it was built with connection, comfort, and that everyday ease in mind. And here's something worth mentioning. In most cases, the early stages of buying into a community sort of stinks because you have a waiting period for all the fun amenities. But not in this case. The developer planned ahead and built the amenities for all to enjoy right from the beginning. So why not start right here with Stewart's Park Amenity Center? This is the social heart of the neighborhood. You've got a resort-style pool with plenty of lounge space, perfect for those hot Florida days. An oversized clubhouse with a game room for the kiddos and a fitness center and pickleball courts for the entire family to enjoy. There's a shaded pavilion area, open green spaces, and miles of walking trails that wrap around preserved oaks and natural creeks. So whether you're out with the dog or just getting your steps in, it actually feels peaceful and scenic. And speaking of dogs, yes, they have their own dedicated space too. Fudge and Rusty's Dog Park, named after the Depew family's pets, is more than just a patch of grass. It's a well-planned, fenced-in, and it's just a great spot for residents to mingle while their pups burn off some energy. And then there's Vida's Bloom Community Garden. This is such a cool, unique touch. Residents can grow herbs, flowers, and veggies in a shared space, and it's a great way to just meet neighbors and feel like you're part of something grounded and meaningful. That connection to the land isn't just symbolic, you actually live it here. The neighborhood's layout also makes it easy to enjoy the outdoors with wide sidewalks, open lawns for events, and little gathering spots built into the design. It all adds up to a place where people aren't just passing through, they're engaging. It's the kind of place where you know your neighbors, where block parties still happen, and where everything feels just a little more intentional. And the best part, this is just the beginning. I look forward to seeing the progress of this community, and that brings up the question, is this neighborhood a smart long-term move if you're thinking about setting roots? Whether this is your first home, your forever home, or something in between, Vida's Way checks a lot of the boxes when it comes to smart investing. For starters, Wesley Chapel is one of the fastest growing areas in all of Tampa Bay. Between the new hospitals expanding, retail centers, and plans for more schools, infrastructure, and commercial space, this part of Pasco County is on a serious upward swing. That means more jobs, more convenience, and yes, more demand. And Vida's Way, well, it's still in its early development phase, but doing everything the right way. So getting in soon means you're buying into the community before prices increase, before inventory choices are taken, and while incentives are still on the table. That's a win in both terms of equity and lifestyle. Plus, with the historical significance of the Depew family land and the thoughtful way it's being developed, this isn't a neighborhood that's gonna feel outdated or overbuilt in 5 years. It's designed to age well, grow thoughtfully, and keep that boutique charm that sets it apart. So if you're looking for more than just a home, if you want to plant roots in a place that's still growing with you, this is the kind of opportunity that just makes sense. And it's not only about what life inside Vida's Way looks like. You have to consider everything just outside your front door. One of the biggest perks of living here is that you're surrounded by some of the best local spots Wesley Chapel has to offer. And we're not talking about 20-minute drives either. You're literally 10 minutes from the Grove and Crate, which is this super unique outdoor container park with restaurants, wine bars, dessert spots, and even live music on the weekends. It's a go-to for date nights, family outings, or just grabbing coffee with friends. Now for shopping, you've got Tampa Premium Outlets, shops at Wiregrass, and everyday essentials like Target, Publix, and Costco, all within a 10 to 15-minute radius. Need to hit the gym? There's an EOS Fitness, LA Fitness, and local yoga studios nearby in case you need a bit more than the clubhouse gym. And healthcare is covered too. We got Baycare Wesley Chapel Hospital. It's literally right down the road. If you have them kiddos, there are also great school options in the area, including the highly rated public schools like Watergrass Elementary, Waitman Middle, and Wesley Chapel High, along with private and charter options like Pinecrest, Union Park, and Kirkland Ranch, making it a solid pick for families thinking about that bigger picture. So whether you're looking for entertainment, errands, or everyday convenience, it's all right here, which means more time doing what you love and less time stuck in the car. So let's bring it all together. Vida's Way isn't just another new construction neighborhood, it's a thoughtfully designed community built on legacy, connection, and lifestyle. You've got a location that gives you access to everything from I-75 to the Grove and Crate, but still feels tucked away and peaceful. The vibe of the neighborhood, well, it's warm, it's grounded and rooted in history with subtle touches that make it feel like more than just a place to live. The homes are fresh, functional, and designed for the way people actually live today. Open layouts, natural light, and finishes that feel like a step above what you'd expect in the price range. Add to that the amenities, the pool, the parks, the trails, and the community garden, and you've got a lifestyle that feels balanced and intentional. But what really sets Vida's Way apart is the story behind it. This land wasn't just bought and built on, it was passed down, cared for, and now transformed into something that honors that history while making space for new stories to begin. So whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing, downsizing, or just looking for a neighborhood that actually feels like home, this might be it. And if you're still wondering if Vida's Way is the right fit, don't worry. I've got one last thing to help you out. Let's talk about how I can help make this whole process even easier for you. If Vida's Way feels like your kind of place and you want to see it in person, I'd love to help you make that happen. I live and work right here in the Tampa Bay area, and I help people every day figure out where they belong. Whether that's touring homes, comparing neighborhoods, or just answering the real-life questions that don't show up on builder brochures. So if you're curious, reach out. I'm here to make the process simple. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below letting me know what you think about Vida's Way or really any other neighborhood that you'd like me to cover next. And make sure to check out this playlist for more neighborhood info, and I'll catch you on the next one.